So today represents the sort of the culmination of 4 years for these great people of writing, reading, and workshopping their work. And we're here to sort of to mark that step with them. First of all, I'd like to thank them for all their hard work. And they've been really diligent, great thesis students. I'd like to thank their advisors, Laura C., Francisco Goldman, myself, Francisco Goldman again, and Suzanne Davis. And I'd like to thank you all for coming out to support them. Particularly Bhumika's mother, I don't know if she's here yet, who flew all the way from India, 17 hours to be here. Come on. Okay, so please respect the readers by staying for the whole event. We should have you out of here in an hour. Please give them your best attention. The first reader is going to be Sarah Beck.
Hi everybody. Thank you for coming today. I'm really excited to be here and have the chance to show you guys what my work's been about the past few months. My thesis is something I've worked very hard on, and I'm very proud of it. So I would like to also again thank you to Professor Rossini, my academic thesis advisor. Without you, my thesis would not be what it is today, so thank you so much. So I'm going to start with a poem about my grandmother. I dedicate my thesis to her in memory of her, and she's been a constant inspiration. So this poem is called The Rocket. Joan Beckman, July 4th Party, West Islip, New York, 1968. Your skin looks pale in this picture. Not sickly, but pearly, evanescent, almost as delicate as that paper dress, that paper flower. Your dress has a rocket on it. It's taking off straight into the air, a finger scraping the sky with one long, sharp nail. Your hair is strawberry against the leaves. The blossom in your hand has its petals splayed like the feathers of a blue, exotic bird. You're smiling, and I see my father in you. I see my legs, my knees and your knees, my arms and your arms. We have different shoulders, different faces, but I know that the fingernail on my left hand, the nail on my ring finger, is the exact shape as yours. You were a rocket, a real fireball bound for the sky. But when you took off, all you left me was this oval, narrow, faint thing. So my thesis is a kind of self-portrait. My poems are about my family, where I come from, and what I do. This next poem focuses on one of my physical characteristics, and it's called Phantom Hands. In dreams, I touch my hair, chestnut locks, longer than they ever were in reality. I play with them, pull them up into a ponytail, wag my head, and revel in the soft and swaying. Sensations I can almost remember of something that's no longer there. I wake up forgetting. I wonder, did Medusa weep when her hair began to hiss? What of Rapunzel and Sif, both with their golden tresses severed? Some say when a woman cuts her curls, she loses more than her hair. The Navajo defines a connection between hair and memory. The longer the strands, the longer the past lives. I must seem absent-minded. In Chinese tradition, cropped hair means banishment from the family, rejection. I must be homeless. Hindu women only scissor their hair when widowed, their womanhood so closely tied to their husbands. I must be a widow. In wider belief, short-haired women are not youthful, feminine. I must not be beautiful. But then I see Mulan, a flash of silver in straight black straw falling to the floor. I see her steal her father's sword, disguised to fight for China. I see Joan of Arc in full armor, hair bobbed, warring for France, and later in a prison cell, awaiting her sentence before sainthood. 4 years have passed, and those phantom dreams still pain me. But more often now, I stride from the dresser door, leaving dark tufts on the ground, feeling so light I could almost laugh. I know why, after her first flight, Amelia Earhart chopped her hair. Another major inspiration for my poetry comes from my experience as a member of the women's crew team here. So this poem is part of the series, and it's called A Life Through Boats 3. To the ruffian, spectacular bid, craft, unbowed, Aladar, A4 plus, and Z4 plus. I came to rowing, lanky, wide-eyed, the skin on my hands soft. I was a girl raised by the sea. I thought I knew the water. I thought I was a woman, but she appeared only after I popped my first blister, after the calluses on my hands turned yellow, after I couldn't see my toes past my thighs, learned to lift weights, boats, to win silver medals under blinding skies. My bones as strong as the carbon fiber that held me. The woman I became first breathed on a seat that barely spans the width of my hips, sliding, unstable, an oar in my hands that seemed more like a javelin. The rigger on my right side, wing-like, my blade one feather out of many. I am a passenger, a single cog in your engine. But something greater within all of us feeds you. You ride on those inner winds, intangible yet stronger than any machine. Two themes that run through most of my poems have to do with either womanhood or the water. This next poem brings both together in its title. It's a villanelle, and it's called Woman in Water. Woman and water do not mix. For a female on board is bad luck at sea. Blood blooms in those wayward depths. Men, in ancient myths, wrecked ships at siren song, deadly sweet. Woman and water do not mix. But right against Mother Nyx, the moon too tugs our tides, our bodies. Blood blooms in those wayward depths. We live this truth, red as bricks, crimson as Ophelia's flooded veins. Woman and water do not mix. But at the sight of a woman's breast, rough waters calm, naked figureheads keep blood from blooming in those wayward depths. Grace O'Malley, at her father's refusal, axed her hair to ride a ship and became a sea queen. Ha! Woman and water do not mix. Strong as an oak on the river Styx, as superstition is, who could really believe woman and water do not mix, that blood blooms in those wayward depths? My last poem has 2 words in it that actually make up the title of my entire thesis. It's called Nea blood. If you don't know what a naiad is, it's a water nymph from Greek mythology. This poem starts with an epigraph from George Eoin Pocock, and the poem is called Duende in Rome. It's a great art is rowing. It's the finest art there is. And when you're rowing well, why, it's nearing perfection. And when you near perfection, you're touching the divine. We rowers have peculiar rituals, like running, stairs and doors, inhaling stale air and dust, like sweating in a tank room, all concrete walls and low ceiling, mirrors and machines, our suffering artificial. While we labor in these confines, we pray in wintertime for blue skies, flat water, for the sun. We see in our minds that pavement path that slopes downward to the river. On one shoulder, our dark craft, we make our morning pilgrimage, salute the waning moon, the dawn. First light ricochets off water, the fragments shower our foggy faces. It's the thing that fully wakes us, makes the naiad blood in any girl sing. On land, we abandon our bodies, discard our separate shells in exchange for a new vessel. The moment the last foot leaves the dock, an unearthly link completes itself. On water, our souls surrender, affixed to that greater whole, that oneness. At the risk of becoming gods ourselves, we glide through the waves, our togetherness, the only thing that anchors us. Thank you.
Can you guys hear me in the back? So, for my thesis, this is just an excerpt from the novel that I wrote, titled Color Red. So basically this is a quick synopsis of the plot. My story is taking place in a society that is on the brink of war between two halves of the society. One is called primary citizens, they are first born, and the other would be secondary citizens who are not. And so my protagonist is being recruited by a rebel group fighting with the secondaries, and this kind of starts right in the next of that, her kind of entering into that group. So this is the beginning of chapter 5, and it opens up with a dream. I was waking up to a bird outside the window. He was singing, crying. A soft breeze came through and rustled thin, transparent lace that filtered the sun into the room. There was a glow in the atmosphere, pleasant. I breathed in, filling my lungs with that warm, sun-filled air. It must have been July. The air smelled like honey, thick and sweet. Almost too much, though. It was suffocating, like trying to breathe through silk. Strangely, it was Fawn's smell. I rolled in bed onto my side, buried my face in the pillow filled with down, pulled the covers up to my nose. Her body was beside me, under the covers, her face turned away. I thought nothing of it. I awoke to the sound of gentle voices. Time had passed. The sunlight streaming into the room was suddenly harsh, the angles of light crisp and solid, patterns drawn like flat-lined hearts along the walls. The bird outside the window had gone quiet. My eyes cracked open at the stirring of the sheets beside me. The blankets were pulled back. Leah was being picked up. Hey, leave her alone, I mumbled, but I was drowsy, and I sounded faint. I blinked at them, men dressed in white. They looked at me, blank faces, empty eyes. The man holding Leah stared at me, then turned away. Leah's arm fell off his grip. It swung back and forth, an arm on a clock that had lost track of the time. She didn't move, or cry out, or speak. She did not say anything to me. I wondered why she did not struggle. Come back, I called, but no one listened. quietly beside the door, watching. "Where are they taking her?" I cried to them. "Do something." "Hush," my mother said. "Stop your screaming before they take you, too." I wiped my eyes, wishing that I was more awake. I didn't understand what was going on. I cried quietly, afraid of making too much noise. Why wasn't she stopping them? "But they're taking her," I said. I whimpered and curled into the cold sheets. My parents looked blankly at me, far too calm, their eyes dry and empty. "Such a shame," my father said. "I'm sure they'll send us a replacement soon." I looked at the depressing gray of cinder-block walls. The light in the room was cold, feeble, colorless. I closed my eyes inside, draping one arm across my face to block out the lingering image of my dream. Remember me. It had been a while since it had come to me so vividly. My heart was beating quickly in my chest, and I let it race, uncomfortably. I remembered this feeling far too well, and the ache it created inside me made me swallow back something bitter. All of it was in the past. I had to leave it there. Today was the only reality I could afford to bear. There was suddenly a gentle tap at my door. I blinked open my eyes, but before I could move, it was swinging inward. M was standing there, fully dressed and alert as though he'd been awake for hours. He wore a look of disbelief when he saw I was still in my bed. "You were summoned to the headmaster's court 20 minutes ago," he stated, clearly repressing irritation from his level voice. I rolled onto my side to look at him, raising my eyebrows and not recollecting ever having been summoned. "You know, M," I said broadly, pulling a hand through my tangled morning hair, "it's really not protocol to enter a woman's room uninvited. If you're going to knock, you should at least wait for a response." Having lived for so many years in a room that didn't have a door, and in a house with at least 17 roommates at any given time, I wasn't bothered by lack of privacy. But I felt the opportunity to tease him, as well as to make him leave, was invaluable to pass up. A look flashed over his face, as if he would only then be aware of his mistake, but already I was climbing out of bed in my night clothes, and moving to find a proper outfit for the day. He averted his eyes, whether out of respect or embarrassment or both, I couldn't tell. "If you could tell the headmaster I'm on route, I would appreciate it. I only need a few minutes." He nodded back in the room and closed the door so softly I might not have heard the gentle click of the lock. I chose an old sweater from the simple chest of drawers, pulling it deftly over my head. Along with the sweater, I selected a pair of simple dark pants, and then I wandered from my room, down the maze of hallways, until I found myself once more in the cavernous throne room, as I had dubbed it, that was the headmaster's corner. I pushed all thoughts of the dream from my mind, determined not to let it distract me, although I noticed that the faint scent of summer still persisted, even in this large, drafty chamber. There were a few people in the throne room. On the great chair sat a stiff-backed man with wire-rimmed glasses and a mustache. His hair was combed to one side, and he reminded me strangely of a psychiatrist or a dentist. Standing at the bottom of the steps was a small group of people, a half dozen or so at most, all speaking in hushed tones amongst themselves, and as I looked more closely, I noted that all of them were men. As I approached, none of them seemed to notice me, so I stood there for a moment, wondering somewhat uncomfortably what I should do. After a pause, and as my patience began to wear thin, I politely coughed, causing half of the men to jump. M returned, not in surprise, but rather in relief. The man on the throne exclaimed as though startled by my sudden appearance, and then proceeded to look immediately pleased about something. "Oh, Yona, your staff and your reputation precede you. I hope you've become acquainted with and made yourself at home here in my halls." I looked him over, taking in his thin form and extravagant clothing. I noticed that his shoes were highly polished, my own reflection staring back at me in their gleaming black depth. "It's Nora," I said, "and yes, thank you." It had been almost 2 full weeks of my being in the bunker, and this was my first interaction with the headmaster. In fact, it was the first time I'd ever seen him. I wasn't entirely impressed. The man on the throne with the glasses and shoes and the mustache gave such a jolly laugh that it reverberated throughout the great hall. "Well then, now that Nora has accompanied us, let us discuss this mission so that we may move forward with its preparation. Time is of the essence." I scoffed under my breath, too soft for anyone to hear. I'd been sitting in my room and wandering the halls all this time. I hadn't once felt any urgency of any kind since coming here. I felt M turn a swift glance my way and back. Perhaps he had caught me staying. The men gathered at the base of the stairs turned and strained with mortal attention, their chatter completely silenced in anticipation of the headmaster's next words. The headmaster gestured that I should stand with the men rather than isolated to the side as I kept it. I took a half step closer in compliance, and then he cleared his throat with a dramatic and breathing flourish. Nora, I know you've been introduced to M the other day. You should meet the rest of the unit that you'll be working with. There is Alva, who will be serving as a lookout. Juniper and Dimitri as backup should be needed, and Crow will be second in command. Oh, actually, I do believe you've met. His words trailed off, hanging in an open question at the end, and his raised eyebrows asked for my confirmation. The man in question, Crow, made himself known to me with a nod of greeting. Golden eyes crinkled up their drooping corners, accompanied by the faintest traces of a melancholy smile. I lifted my head in a quick nod, looking away sharply. He was just the messenger. We've been acquainted, was all I said to the headmaster, who flashed an eccentric grin, pleased. Very good. Then of course you will be the addition of your own valuable people, master in long-range weaponry, self in disguise. You will be the key member in this operation. We need someone behind the scenes to gather information in order to succeed. That's where you will come in. Well, you've certainly done your research, I said, letting out a slightly disappointed sigh. The stand had obviously been studying me quite closely for some time if they knew so much about my abilities. If it was so easy to track me, I couldn't help but feel a spark of fear in my gut that the government police did the same. But why do you need me exactly? Surely an organization as large and successful as yours has an accomplished reconnaissance artist of its own. Is it that you need a woman? I couldn't hide the cynically amused and highly sarcastic edge that sharpened my final words. Every man in the room had turned to look at me. One of them, I thought it was Crow, stifled a laugh to no effect. When I glanced at him, his eyes danced merrily and glittered in a kind way. I tried to smile at him, although the expression felt stiff and cheerless on my face. The expression of every other man apart from him was one of absolute horror. Up in the throne chair, the headmaster cleared his throat after a moment. When he spoke, his tone wavered, slightly uncertain, the smallest bit caught off guard by my bracenness. The fact that I was right perhaps cut through the silence deeper. The headmaster eyed me warily, and then he offered a hesitant, charismatic grin. Perhaps it is hard to admit, but you wouldn't be far from the truth. Our organization is very sparse in terms of female members, especially ones with their capabilities. In order to be discreet, we need a woman to accompany our lead observer in this mission. His eyes looked over the view while settling at last on the leader of his military division. He said he'd for a moment longer, then turned once more for a view before continuing. As you know, he began, his tone less grand and cheery than before. There is the People's Gala being held in a few nights' time, and you might be surprised to know that you'll be attending. You will be escorted by M, who will be posing as a high-ranking primary official, invited with his wife to the gala. Being granted close access to the presiding party's main table at the dinner, you will be adept at stealth and observation, are charged with the task of obtaining information. Both you and M will be responsible for discovering what the primary's next move is. It was my turn to raise an eyebrow. And how exactly do you suggest that happens? I asked. The People's Gala, I knew, was where only the highest-ranking citizens of the government and primary society were invited. It would be under heavy security and, by extension, incredibly dangerous. The headmaster's expression did not waver. The leader of the government, Javier, will be there. This may be the only chance that we have to be close to him. Follow him, mark his words, and figure out what kind of move he's plotting against the rebels and those associated with the outbreaks. It's all about okay with you. He seemed to be testing me, his gaze direct and searching. There was a pause. Again, 18 eyes on me. I gave the headmaster a sidelong look. The hair on the back of my neck rose with tension. Something about this mission seemed strange, out of line. No, it seemed impossible.
I would first like to thank each one of you for coming here today and supporting each one of us. It's been a remarkable journey to this day, and it's been such an enriching process to bring this collection together. Now, before I start reciting some of my poems for you, I would just like to speak with you about this collection. So the name of my thesis is Dear Birth Giver, and that's for a couple of reasons. One, as I was growing up, my mother always told me, Bhumi, never be afraid to speak your mind. Always take the pen and pour your thoughts and emotions onto the page. And it's this philosophy that led me to my first diary and led me into poetry. So if it wasn't for my mom, my poems wouldn't exist today. The other reason is, I grew up in India, and as someone who comes from that culture, it's impacted me greatly. My perceptions about society, societal expectations, and perceptions have been shaped from this. But the one fantastic thing growing up in India gave me was recognizing subtleties across landscapes, picking up the small moments and the larger moments, and I fell in love with them. I wanted to write poetry that captured that. And finally, coming to the United States, and specifically Trinity, has been a space where I started to recognize that I don't have to live the way society wants me to live. I choose who I want to be. And it led to this entire rediscovery of who I was. So all these three threads have both at different parts of myself, but they make who I am today. So that's the synopsis. Now, the first poem I want to recite for you is a place poem. And the reason I start with this is, I'm sure most of you have used the metro or the Amtrak at some point. Now, when I travel in the US, I feel strangely very calm. My senses are invaded, I feel very relaxed, even if people are brushing my shoulders, it's fine. Back home in India, if I blink, I'm going to miss something. So I want to write a poem that captured all of it. So here it is. Putney, a town in Madhya Pradesh, India. Grey smoke smears the bright blue sky as the boogie screeches against steel tracks. Skinny men chase compartments screaming, "Bad! Bad!" And suddenly, the platform awakens with flickering footsteps. Starving teenage boys hawk tea their mothers meal in the hope of a 2 rupee sale. Ticket conductors step down and stretch balloon-like bellies. Passengers follow. The platform now resembles an uncoordinated marching band. Upon abandoning the commotion, my Canon zoom lens finds hallways decorated with wrinkled faces, swaying their newborns gently, as if seated on rocking chairs. Unkempt feet avoid muddy puddles, while inattentive wheels spritz those feet anyway. Amid the chaos, the ribcage of a brown, emaciated puppy dances delicately. The next poem I want to read for you is also a place poem, but it has a crossover with nostalgia and loss. One of my greatest supporters was my grandfather, and I promise you, if he was in this room right now, he would be the loudest person clapping. And we all have experienced loss in such shape and form, and sometimes it's unexpected. And it was 3 years ago when my mother called me at 6:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, telling me that he's passed. I remember running to my room and trying to jot down everything I was feeling, trying to jot down his spirit, my relationship with him, my favorite memories with him. And over time, all of that morphed into this poem. Now, a few disclaimers for this poem. There is a Hindi word in this poem, which is nahi, and nahi essentially means no. And it's a very famous line in all these dramatic Hindi TV shows. The other word you're going to hear is NDTV, which is basically a Hindi news channel, and TRP is the way Indian channels monitor the traffic we get put in separate. So here it is. Mapping reminiscence. To my beloved grandfather, Kishan Machida. Cheers echo from the lungs of 10-year-olds for their batsmen, and his shrine reminds me of yours, as we play badminton in the alley of nostalgia. Nahi echoes from frantic cereal, and my rustic television craves the boost you gave to NDTV's TRP. Watching a petri dish measure a child's height transports me to your rough hand stacking croat lines in the sidewalk. My jazz hands entertain a sea of unknown faces, and your contracted voice, great, wah, wah, is a miss. Mum fills the bellies of children working in your quarry, and my eyes search for your dark lips smile. Your magnanimous heart stopped, and the year turns into years of never seeing you. Got emotional there. Shake it off. The next poem I want to read is also the title of this collection, Dear Birth Giver. And as whoever knows me in this room, my mom is my best friend. And I have written this thesis with her, so it feels as much as mine as it is her. And she's in this room, so I dedicate this to you. Dear Portugal, my fingers stay still on the keypad at the thought of you, for no first line can capture you. Your rosy lips pout mischievously, remembering the grin Nancy Drew produced. Your breasts are a testament to the life you nurtured. You keep your nails short on the right hand, a conscious choice, viewed peculiar, but you had to go with me, the premature, who was as delicate as cotton. Your mind fluctuates like stock markets, housing the silent battles that you adopt to relieve his loss. Your left foot has a musical note that's tattoo embodies your event. Now moving away from the personal, I am going to read a social critique. As I said, growing up in India, there was a lack of conversation on gender fluidity, on sexuality. And when I came here and I heard these conversations, I felt empowered. I felt empowered to start questioning myself. And I wanted to write a poem that was ridiculously short, but it created an image that reminded people of possibilities, that things don't have to be the way it's supposed to be. So here it is. Sexuality. Sexuality is like growing up driving on the right side, and then moving continents only to learn driving on the left side is possible. The last poem I'm going to read for you is almost a goodbye to my journey here, and most of you in this room have been guides, my mentors, my best friends. And Trinity would not be my home if it wasn't for the people in this room. So thank you for this remarkable 4 years. But most importantly, Professor Berry, who has been so patient with all my squeaking in his office and walking in circles, and his insights and his confidence in me is what has made this collection possible. So thank you. Matriculation. Flakes roll, swing almost like hands when everything I do flakes. These flakes seem scared to kiss land as I do, to close a chapter I have lived for 4 years. But snow touches the ground and melts, leaving no trace of the storm. So I too will take the next turn, making the walking path a shaded line on my map.
Thank you everyone for coming. I also want to just echo what Luca said about praising the ancient market. I think that throughout my 4 years here, there have been ups and downs, but the ancient market has always been this kind of like beacon on Vernon Street that I've always loved and kind of sought out. And it's your poem stopped me emotional about graduating. So for my favorite writing project, I wrote a novella, and it follows a young couple from Brooklyn who have come from family wealth but have decided in buying a second home that they wanted to kind of reject their kind of state background and instead buying a house in Hamptons or Vermont. They seek out Catskills, and they kind of have to confront this idealistic hipster paradise they imagine it to be when they are actually reading their neighbors and realize that their idea of this, like I said, kind of hipster paradise is confronted with a predominantly like white working class rural area. So I'm going to read from the first part of my second chapter when the couple is actually traveling from Brooklyn to visit a home that they have zeroed in on as the layout bridges. The following Saturday morning at 8, Audrey paced around the townhouse on a desperate hunt for her ID boots. She had searched long and hard online for a perfect pair, ones that were dark brown with those red laces that were casual enough to be paired with athletic clothing, but cute enough to wear with jeans and a sweater, and she was not planning on leaving without them. Are you sure they aren't in the hall closet? Called Chris from her living room, while Audrey was on her side broken up near the bed. Can you look for me? I could have sworn I left my little bed in the box, she said, her voice muffled by her odd position on the floor. Chris dutifully got up from the couch and walked over to the closet. He pushed around a few boxes on the top shelf, and without much surprise, he pulled down the box that contained Audrey's purse. He smiled and shook his head. Babe, found them, he said, not trying to mask his sarcasm. He then heard his wife get up, and seconds later she turned towards him with her large signature ring. She threw her arms around him. What would I do without you, she said, and kissed him quickly on the lips. All right, I think we're almost good to go, she said as she turned away and went back to the bedroom to grab the bag. Chris walked around the apartment and made sure the television box was off and the security system was off. He had already made the preparations to leave again while waiting for his wife to pack for the last half hour. Their plan was to meet the realtor at the upstate house by 3 p.m. to see the place in person before putting in a final offer. Traffic could be hit or miss in the city, especially during the fall when leaf peepers would be out in full force. The drive would be about 3 hours, but they planned to stop at their favorite diner that was always packed with events, and maybe check into the NBA staying out for him. Just as he was about to return to his position on the couch, Audrey emerged from the bedroom carrying her with her. Okay, ready, she said. The couple left the apartment and walked through the walks that separated them from the garage where their midnight blue Volvo station wagon was parked. It was one of those picture-perfect fall days, when the weather is chilly enough for a light jacket and the sun is shining. A day that could have been spent tailgating or pumpkin picking, followed by evening with hot apple cider and a small group of sausages. Chris thought to himself he was glad he had taken full advantage of this beautiful autumn weekend by Wednesday. The leaves on the trees that line the street still come onto their branches and were easy to admire for their bright orange and red leaves. Pictures of their neighborhood would undoubtedly show up on hundreds of Instagram feeds, as it looked like a storybook version of a quaint Brooklyn enclave that lived along the grass across the country dreaming of living in one day. The drive on the park slope always began pleasantly enough. Driving down the West Side Highway reminded me of the city that Audrey and Chris rarely encountered in their everyday lives. The two usually just went from apartment to office to local dining establishments and stores within a tight radius of their neighborhood. Even for veterans of the city, however, the skyline punctuated by the Freedom Tower was an awe-inspiring sight. Leaving the city always reminded Audrey how lucky they were to live there. Big bright city paved paths leading to stretches and stretches of ugly, gray New Jersey highway. Eventually, though, the scenery became wooded and rural, signaling their far removal from their urban functions. Audrey and Chris had chosen a specific playlist of podcasts to pass the time, starting with This American Life that ended with Indigenous history, with a playlist of Fleetwood Mac, Dead Catholic Beauty, and the Black Keys in between. After 2 hours, the New Highway part of the drive ended, and a winding backward portion of the trip began. There were miles and miles of rundown houses close to the road. Some were distinctive for their next level near-units. One split-level ranch had a front yard with perhaps 300 moss-covered gnomes and plastic trolls. Another was a decrepit Victorian with broken windows that were patched up with various contradicting flags, including the Confederate and rainbow LGBTQ. Though she felt unsettled looking at these sites, they somehow gave the landscape a mystical quality. Having never actually seen the inhabitants emerge, she can almost imagine a small family of elves or witches living in a kind of place that seemed broken down enough to become really swallowed by the tall trees and overgrown shrubs that dominated the landscape. Dotted amongst these structures were more cheerful landmarks that she always looked forward to seeing. Chris was always the one who drove, so Audrey got quite familiar with the view. One of her favorites was a postmodern inspired house with large metal rocket ship sculptures on its front lawn that she was sure had to be owned by a glamorous HUK couple from Chelsea. Another was a Bavarian restaurant in a little building that looked like it was transported from Munich, with wood paneling and perfectly lit offices that were always overflowing with flowers. Eventually, the large sign of the Margaretville Diner was visible along the London Road. The average weekender from Long Island or Westchester, or even the average local, would most likely driven right by the establishment's modest 1950s retro diner exterior that closer roof resembled many other diners along the route. But anyone having to be from certain open locales or frequent any number of food blogs would know that it was no ordinary diner. This fact could also be discovered by looking at the cars in front of them. There wasn't a pickup truck or minivan in sight. Instead, the lot was filled with current year Subarus and BMWs. The Margaretville was the pit stop for the Instagramming, podcast listening, juice cleansing pack, where it's farm to table, elevated diner cuisine. Instead of the rubbery scrambled eggs with pale gray sausage links that were served in run-of-the-mill neighboring restaurants, the Margaretville served their free-range poached eggs in a cast-iron skillet, and I bet it full with meat, seasonal vegetables, and house-made cottage cheese. Instead of Wonder Bread French toast or biscuit pancakes, the Margaretville served brioche French toast with buttermilk pancakes with seasonal fruit palm powder and local maple syrup. Audrey loved the diner so much that Chris bought her no longer snappy meat or Maple Diner cookbook for Christmas the year before, and she consulted the recipes every weekend when she made Sunday brunch for the family. A visit to the real deal, however, was an absolute necessity when we needed a trip out to sea. Unsurprisingly, the sleek, minimalist booths were entirely packed by other young religious couples. Audrey and Chris made their way to the waiting stand, where a tall, beautiful man dressed in a red and black flannel shirt greeted them. Table for two, it's going to be about 25-30 guys, he said, with a nonchalance that conveyed he was used to delivering his news to people like Audrey and Chris, who were used to receiving it across the trendy restaurants of Brooklyn and Manhattan. Oh, that's fine, we don't mind. The name is Pierce, Audrey replied eagerly. Please, get a drink, and I'll unkind you the table goes up. Audrey and Chris made their way to the small bar that was offering the diner and a converted garage-style space that's decorative to the rustic literally by featuring large rusty panels of old cars. When she was nearly done with her mimosa, and he was about halfway down with his Bloody Mary, the host reappeared with two empties and batted out to the last group along the front-facing window side of the restaurant. The table was worth the wait as it had a view of a small stream that ran across the restaurant's property. Shortly after a young woman, with a sleeve of colorful tattoos and blunt black legs came over to their orders that would be the same after at least 6 trips to the restaurant. Cleveland's red toast for him, and eggs and bacon smoked salmon for her. After a usual amount of time, the food came, and after an equally usual amount of time, they were nearly done with their meal. The brunch conversation covered the usual subjects of work and kids, and how great the food was, until it turned to the schedule for the rest of the weekend. How far do you think it'll be from here? It's probably good to know anyway for the future, Audrey asked Chris as she took a sip from a mug of coffee with the diner's logo, a cartoon version of the exterior of the restaurant. I'd say the line is about an hour away, maybe a little over, said Okay, I'll text the realtor and tell him that we'll hour and a half at most. I should check in for now, because who knows if we'll get service on higher, Audrey said, fishing her phone out of her leather satchel. Yeah, probably. Let's just get a check, he said. We tried to leave down the meters, and before we successfully made that contact with her, they were interrupted by a voice coming from the table next to theirs. Excuse me, aren't I overhearing the conversation? Did you say you were leaving on the internal line? I asked a woman in a thoughtful lady with long curly red hair wearing an incredible chunky turtleneck with large fringe sleeves. She was accompanied by a man around the same age with round tortoiseshell glasses and well-manicured facial stubble. Oh, yes, we are, Audrey replied, taken aback but slightly intrigued at the interruption from the chic couple. We only asked because we actually have a house up there ourselves, the woman replied excitedly. Oh yes, we are absolutely not the kind of people who do things like this, by the way, the man added with a laugh. His voice had a slight accent that could have been French or Italian buried under years of living in the United States. We couldn't help but interrupt because we love our place so much. We've been coming up here for about 5 years now, so we adore it. Oh gosh, I'm Sarah, by the way, this is my company call. We come down to the everyone's side shift. Audrey and Chris gave each other one of those half smiles, half smirks that couples exchange and carry a whole conversation through just with contact. The unspoken words here simply saying, this is kind of weird, but also kind of exciting. Let's find out more. Thank you.
I'd just like to, again, echo what Bhumika said, what Mackenzie said, and thank the English department faculty for always supporting me, always being there with me, especially by answering my erotic emails, and particularly to Professor Davis, who put up with it for a whole semester. I'd also like to thank my friends who have shown up in the audience, some of whom just skipped classes to be here, which is dedicated and honor. That's great. So my collection is titled Virtue and Useful Knowledge, and it features 4 short stories within it. Each one focuses on a different psychological phenomenon. I've always been fascinated by the way that humans behave and interact with one another, as well as how they think internally. So I wanted to focus 2 of my short stories on group dynamics, and the other 2 on individual behavioral biases. This one that I'll be reading from today is focused on the phenomenon of groupthink, which is when a group of individuals influences one particular individual into making decisions. So I'm reading from the beginning of my last story in the collection, which is called Strange Bird. She found the three girls on the beach, lounging on the resort's white towels that they'd spread across individual chases. They glistened, looking glossier than glazed donuts as they lay lathered in tan oil, their bikini-clad bodies facing towards the tropical sun. Each girl held her phone in front of her, nails manicured with shades of coral, crimson, and carmine blur as their thumbs danced across the screens, the device's elongated rectangular shadows shielding their faces. None of her friends noticed as Nora dragged a spare lounge chair towards them, sliding beside a tray table next to Audrey. She unfurled her magic towel, draping it onto her shades before letting the cloth leave the backs of her sunscreen-covered legs. She placed her bag by her feet, drawing her seafoam shawl closer to cover her porcelain skin in an effort to avoid being baked by the Caribbean rays. "Oh, what about this one?" Ellie asked, sitting on Audrey's opposite side. "He has great abs." She leaned towards Audrey, handing her phone over so she could get a closer view. Audrey put her phone down to snatch the device, tapping the screen to flip through the boys' photos. "Yeah, definitely swipe right on him," she said, handing the phone back and tossing her straightened blonde hair behind her shoulder. She pulled the upper half of her cheetah print bikini downward, allowing her double Ds to peek more prominently from behind the polyester fabric. "The reception here's so good," Hannah said, her thumbs flying left and right. "And the Tinder game is great." She sat next to Ellie, her ruby red bikini top crisscrossed around her torso, strands of her jet black curls coiled from beneath the brim of her floppy straw hat. One of the resort's wait staff walked towards them, interrupting their convo as he carried a tray topped with 4 pina coladas. The sleeves of his blue polo waved as he placed each one on the table next to Audrey, careful not to let any of the cherries or pineapple wedges fall from the rims of the plastic cups. "I only wanted 2 things out of this vacay," Audrey said. Her hand dangled down between the 2 tan handles of the Louis Vuitton tote bag, which sat slumped in the sand. "Strong Wi-Fi, strong drinks." Her hand worked for the crumpled $5 bill, which she placed on the tray before the staff member turned to leave. Audrey began passing out the drinks, handing 2 of them to Ellie. "Don't worry, Nora, I got you one too," she said, giving her the last bottle before reaching back into her tote to reveal a small, white Malibu nip. Nora watched Audrey crack the plastic top, twisting it open to pour more rum in her drink. "Thank you," Nora said before sliding the straw between her lips. Ellie flipped onto her front side, still staring at her phone screen. Puckering cellulite that looked like popped bubble wrap covered the backs of her thighs, which shook before settling beneath her Brazilian bikini bottoms. "Oh, wait, this one," she said, holding the phone out towards Audrey again. Nora laughed as she watched Ellie hand over her phone for the second time. "What's so funny?" Ellie asked, defensiveness ringing in her high-pitched voice. Nothing," Nora backtracked. "I guess I just don't see the point in Tindering since we're only going to be here for a few days." "They aren't like real boys," Ellie said. "It's not like you have to meet them or anything." "It's for fun," Hannah added, removing her sun hat to rake her fingers through her curls. "Maybe, but how—" "Nora," Audrey began. "Do you even have a Tinder?" she asked, sliding her Gucci aviators down the bridge of her long, lonely nose to meet Nora's eyes. "No," Nora said. She could feel a flame flicker as she braced herself for the backlash and resounding laughter of her friends making fun of her for not creating an account. "Give me," Audrey said, snapping her fingers for Nora to hand over her phone. Nora heeded the command, reaching into her bag to procure the device. She typed her phone 4-digit code to unlock it before passing it off to Audrey. Audrey scrolled, her eyes turning into thin slits as she squinted at the screen. "What are you doing?" Nora asked, watching Audrey prod through her personal contents. She sucked her colada straw, allowing chunky bits of the coconut beverage to fill her mouth and give her a numbing brain freeze. "I made you an account. Now I'm about to build your profile," she said. "5 hot photos, a witty one-liner for the bio, and bam," she continued. "Matches will be made in no time," she said, still searching through Nora's photo reel. Nora's back stiffened. She put down the colada, pulling her wavy caramel-colored hair into a tight low bun by the nape of her neck. From her friend's tenacious Tindering, creating an account had crossed her mind, but she negated the idea, knowing she'd never find love on the internet. "Oh, this pic," Audrey said, flashing the phone at Nora. It was a black and white shot of her wearing nothing but a lacy thong, butt perked outward with one arm wrapped around her chest, barely concealing her breasts. No, definitely not, she said. The photo was from the X-Files, a folder Nora had filled with scandalous pictures and screenshots of texts she'd sent me, her ex-boyfriend. We ended their relationship after 5 years, and she'd spent several more avoiding other men while icing the burn from the breakup. Oh, come on, why not? Audrey teased. Girls, tell me this won't reel him in, she said, turning to show the photo for Ellie and Hannah's viewing. Damn, Ellie said. Naughty Nora, Hannah giggled. What'd you make her bio? Ellie asked, grabbing the phone from Audrey. Her shades began to rock as she burst out laughing before reading the caption aloud. A virgin in the Virgin Islands. Amazing. Nora stayed silent while the 3 girls laughed at the witty one-liner. Not true, she said, and not funny. Here, have a go at it, Audrey said, her amusement subsiding as she handed the device back to Nora. Nora took her phone, immediately deleting Audrey's typed About Me section and removing the shameful naked shot from her profile's album. I don't see you swiping, Audrey urged. If you don't, I'll do it for you, she said, seizing the device from Nora's grasp to forward through a pool of profiles. Hey, Nora began to protest. Okay, what about him, Audrey said, holding up a profile portraying an attractive man with dirty blonde hair, dressed in a plain dress shirt with his hands resting on his hips. Nora tapped through Brian's photos, scanning his image and info for flaws, her eyes fixed on a 2-digit number displayed in red print. Oh my god, he's 36, she blurted, horrified as she did the math, subtracting her age from his to get the difference. So, Audrey asked, nonchalantly taking a sip of her colada. So that's like way too old. What age range do you have this set to? She asked, flustered as she grabbed her phone back, staring at his profile and tapping through his photos. He wore swim trunks in his 3rd picture, standing on one of the island's beaches and holding a surfboard by his side as his abs sparkled from the dewy saltwater spray. Nora imagined them lying on the sand, resting her head on his bare chest, tracing her finger in between the defined dents in his stomach like the mazes she'd found on the backs of paper restaurant placemats when she was a child. She pictured kissing him, the slight taste of sunscreen slipping into her mouth as his lips melted against hers. The vision made her tingle before she shook it away, bringing herself back to reality. She held the phone up so the other 2 girls could see the stranger. I'd do him, Ellie said. I mean, same, Audrey concurred. Nora, do you like him or not? I don't even know him. How do I know do you think he's hot, yes or no? Nora ruminated before responding. Yeah, I mean, he's cute, she said, hoping the juvenile adjective would somehow squelch her soliciting. Good. Now place your thumb on his profile, she instructed, and swipe right. She should toss his super leg, Ellie said, smirking in Nora's direction. Oh, please. She can't even swipe for herself, Audrey said, popping her colada cherry in her mouth, tearing the bowl from its stem before crunching it in between her teeth. Nora could feel her jaw clenched as she pressed the blue star button, internal blaze burning brighter as she acquiesced to Audrey's anger. The flare began to dwindle, then diminish as white cursive letters popped up on her screen claiming, "It's a match."